It's shiny, it's slow, and it never quite worked the way it should. And yet, the DeLorean DMC-12 is one of the most recognizable cars in human history. Not because of its speed, not because of its engineering, but because it traveled through time in Hollywood. But what if I told you the real story is even more dramatic than the movies? Drugs, scandals, corporate betrayal, FBI stings, and one man's dream of changing the auto industry forever. Welcome to the tragic genius of the DeLorean DMC-12. Welcome to Nobody Drives. If you're into cars, the latest tech innovations, the rich history of automotive engineering, and everything that's shaping the way we drive, you're in the right place. Before we dive in, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an episode about all things automotive, past, present, and future. Now, let's get into it. In the late 1970s, John Z. DeLorean was already a legend at General Motors. He gave us the Pontiac GTO, the original muscle car, and then walked away from GM to do the unthinkable. Build his own car company. Not just any car. A futuristic stainless steel sports car with gull-wing doors and a Lotus-designed chassis. Something that looked like it belonged in the future. He secured funding from the British government, Northern Ireland to be specific, hoping the new factory would create jobs and peace in a turbulent region. And for a while, it worked, until it didn't. The DeLorean looked fast, but it wasn't. Its 2.8-liter PRV V6 engine, a Frankenstein mix from Peugeot, Renault, and Volvo, produced just 130 horsepower. That's not exactly warp speed. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. About 9.5 seconds, which meant it was being dusted off the line by Volvos and Volkswagens. Not great. And then there was the build quality. Early models had laughable panel gaps, reliability issues, and electrics designed by someone who must have hated people. But still, it had style and charisma. And somehow, that was enough to get it noticed. By 1982, the DeLorean Motor Company was in serious trouble. Production halted, cash dried up, and John Z. DeLorean was caught in an FBI sting operation, accused of trying to smuggle $24 million worth of cocaine to save his company. Plot twist, he was found not guilty, thanks to claims of entrapment. But the damage was done. DMC was dead. And just when it looked like the car would vanish into obscurity, a movie changed everything. Back to the Future took a struggling, overweight sports car and made it immortal. Not for its performance, but for its presence. That brushed stainless steel body? Iconic. Those gull-wing doors? Legendary. The flux capacitor? Okay, that part wasn't stock. After the movie, the DeLorean became a symbol, not of success, but of what could have been. It was adopted by dreamers, collectors, and retro-futurists. It starred in video games, music videos, and became a meme before memes were a thing. Over 9,000 units were built. About 6,500 still survive today. And there's even a Texas-based company refurbishing old DMCs and promising new electric versions. Because, of course, the DeLorean is too weird to die. The DeLorean DMC-12 wasn't a good car, but it was a great idea. It represented rebellion, risk, and radical thinking. It was designed to be unpainted, because truth doesn't need polish. It was launched during a recession, because boldness doesn't wait for perfect timing. And it flamed out in spectacular style, because it refused to play it safe. In a world full of reliable gray crossovers, the DeLorean is a reminder that cars used to be statements. So the next time someone says the DeLorean is only famous because of Back to the Future, tell them they've only seen half the story. The other half is what happens when dreams crash into reality and leave behind a stainless steel monument to madness. This is Nobody Drives. Subscribe for more stories about cars that never stood a chance, but still changed the world.